What's up, Louis?
Hello, stranger.
Oh my god. Uh, I forgot to ask you, do I look more tired than usual? Like my eyes. Like I just look dead. Like does it look like the life has been sucked out of me? No.
No, you look better than normal.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of We Got Issues and the series finale for We Got Issues. We'll explain that a little bit later. Um, it's been a while. It's about like a month already, Louis, that I haven't talked to you and whatnot. Um, there's a reason
Some
why.
some people say it's a good thing.
Some people it is. So say it's a good thing. What is that thing? That old saying goes, distance makes the heart go fonder.
I don't understand Italian. I'm sorry.
Did your heart go fonder that you haven't talked to me in a while?
No,
Yeah, well,
but I can do this now.
oh, look at you, man.
No, it's like my sister's desire for like death of me. Like she changes that, and I swear to God, my eyes bleed.
Look at you, man. You
Now I
got
can't change it back to day mode.
what you doing with that
You-
podcast money, man? Damn.
what podcast money? Oh God, this hurts my eyes again. Oh, why do I do that? I hate this thing. Every
Um,
day I turn off the lights and then I turn it back on and it does
yeah,
the same crap.
got that podcast money. So,
What
um,
podcast money? I don't
one
get
one of
paid for
my
this.
one of my main goal is that I want Zoa to start sponsoring us very
Oh,
soon.
I'll give you the same advice that I give everybody else. If Gold cannot get A1 steak sauce to sponsor him, you ain't
so
getting no other sponsorship.
so I'm gonna keep so starting today I'm gonna start hashtagging Zoa slash
Zoa? Oh
and
man, I
then
feel like we're
tagging.
gonna get.
I'm gonna keep tagging Dwayne Johnson and Andy Garcia. Is it Andy? Oh crap! I just ruined it. Well, there goes our sponsorship now.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and then they'll tweet you back, please stop this.
Oh my god! They're just like, can you please stop doing this? Cause that just
We don't. It's
uh
rude at this point.
Danny Garcia, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just ruined it. They're like, oh man, you had one shot. They're like, we'll probably think about it. And then you're like, oh, you call me Andy. I was like, oh fuck.
I
Uh
mean, all I'm gonna do right now is Google type Danny Garcia.
Danny Dany. That's Dwayne Johnson's ex-wife. Which is actually pretty cool though.
I
Cause
know, I just get like every Danny Garcia that's ever been
this is
popular ever.
this is how Dwayne Johnson kept his business like growing and kind of kept his business tight. Okay, get what he did. So I don't know if I told you this. When the Dwayne Johnson The Rock brand was growing, the $7 Entertainment, when it first started, you know who he hired to be the CEO and president? It's his ex-wife,
Nice.
right? And then people are asking him like, why would you hire your ex-wife to like run your company? He's like, listen, that's the mother of my child. And second, I don't trust anybody else with my money but her. Which makes sense, man. It makes sense, dude.
I
So
mean, obviously, money issues wasn't the
yeah.
main reason he divorced.
So so they just grew apart. But they're like great partners, great business partners. His Danny Garcia, her partner, or I don't think they're married yet, but her partner, the guy that she's currently dating or engaged to, is actually one of the brand ambassadors for Zoa and one of the
Right.
co-founders of Zoa.
Okay.
So the energy drink that Dwayne Johnson co-founded is with his ex-wife and her boyfriend. The one's running the XFL because he bought XFL from WWE. It's also being run by Danny Garcia. So everything's running by her. It's like, well, I don't trust anybody else with my money. I'm like, I got some, man. I got you, man. They didn't end things in bad terms, anyways. They just grew apart, right? So, but anyways, that's my quest to get sponsored by Zoa. Let's see.
Talking nice. about Dwayne Johnson's ex-wife.
Let's see when we can get that note and saying, please cease and desist, because we're not gonna we're not
You're
gonna
just gonna
front.
frame it. Probably the only frame that you're gonna have on your wall.
I'm just gonna frame it and be like, they knew we existed. Yeah. So, but yeah, so getting back to why we haven't talked for a while. So I got COVID. So that's why. I spoke to you already about it.
And I got contented not doing the podcast.
Yeah, so this is what's been happening. So I got COVID. So the last time that we spoke was about 2.5 weeks ago. I told you that we're gonna go down to LA because Rachel has that operation with her heart. Got the operation, came back, COVID. Like literally, I had the symptoms on like Friday, and then we didn't come back until like Saturday. But my symptoms were mild. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna tell you about the mild symptoms. I'm putting in quotation because I'm gonna tell you all about this mild symptoms.
It's basically the flu.
No. It's way worse. So I started to get like stuffy nose and my throat started to like get scratchy on Friday, but I was able to drive home on Saturday. Once I got home, I think my body knew that I was home and just literally just succumbed to fucking COVID, and I was just hit hard, man, like fucking hard. I had the chills, I had the headaches, stuffy nose, sore throat, phlegm, muscle pains, joint pains. Um, I I don't know if this is true, but I knew what it felt to be you when everything hurts. I don't know, because I remember you telling me one time before that everything hurts you. I don't know when it was, but like everything hurts. Like I was
Physically, emotionally,
like I did
mentally.
not like literally I did not step foot in this office for 2.5 weeks. This is the first time I'm stepping foot in this office, man.
I'm hoping you at least like
Mhm.
sweet it or something.
No, it's fucking dust. Oh, hold on, look at this. This is the top of look at that. That's the top of the computer. Look at that dust. So
No, we clean very regularly in here.
So I clean it regularly, and this is like everything's dusty. The fucking the mouse pad lost its battery. I'm charging my Xbox controller because it lost its battery. I had to type in my password again to this computer because after a couple of weeks, if you don't use your computer or go to the site, it loses the password. Like everything is just the carpet in here is like raised up, so I'm like it felt like I'm stepping on it for the first time. So um so just everything is just it just
Gross.
yeah, kind of gross. But that's what COVID does, man. It just kind of just um immobilize you, and then you can't do anything. You can't just can't do shit, man. Like I hated it. Um
I know your
so
second chin's coming back.
so what I gotta get back to the gym, I know. So what ended up happening is I got it, and obviously when your loved ones are near you, Rachel got it too as well. But I think Rachel got it first and then gave it to me because of the operation. And then the worst thing happened too as well is that the baby got COVID too as well. So Samantha got COVID. My 2-month-old got COVID too as well. Now, this is why this is just my opinion. Well, this is not opinion. This is just science. But you can whatever you can assume whatever you want to assume.
Okay,
But
Star Trek.
but uh, the reason why we got COVID is because we are past the 6 months for booster, and we never got the booster, right? So it's already been proven that if you don't get the booster every 6 months, right, your initial booster kind of dwindles down, right? That's just the way the vaccine worked for COVID because they rushed it so far so much that instead of one booster a year and you're okay, or one vaccine like the what is that polio, one vaccine and you're good for like a lifetime. They're still developing it that you have to take it every 6 months because not a lot of people are getting vaccinated. So that means the virus is evolving and mutating. So that means you have to keep taking it for every 6 months. So
Yeah, I was about to say viruses don't evolve;
so
they mutate.
they mutated and whatnot. So essentially, what ended up happening is that we didn't get our 6 month booster shot. So we were part of the breakthrough cases. So I think we got the Omicron. I think we got the Omicron. Um,
Oh, so you got the bitch COVID.
but here's the thing. But here's the thing. So here's what happened. We found out what's the difference between Moderna vaccine versus Pfizer vaccine. So you know how people were so afraid of the Moderna vaccine because these horror stories of the side effects of what happened. And I told you about the side effects I've experienced too, right?
I mean, a lot of those side effects, or the horror, well,
Yeah.
the non-justified like side
Yeah.
effects, is just all speculation and hearsay.
So the side effects that you experience when you get the vaccine is because it's your immune system working. That's what it is. It's not that you're dying because of the vaccine. No, your immune
Your
system,
body's just working.
it's working. Yeah, exactly. It's just working, right? So it's trying to recognize what you just injected in your body and tries to remember what that is so that when you get the real one, it can fight it off. That's essentially the easiest way that I can explain to you. So Moderna has more side effects versus the Pfizer because the Moderna has more it has is a lot more in volume in milligrams versus the Pfizer.
Yeah.
Right? They put more, right? So in this what happens. My recovery time was a lot faster than Rachel. She's about when I was about the recovery time that I had was like 2 days ahead of hers, and she's like 2 days behind. So when I was recovering, she was just like, oh, "I'm fucking dying. I don't know what to do. Oh god." So my recovery time was 10 days. Hers was about 12 to about 13 days. That was her recovery time. Now with the babies, it's different. Babies don't have immune system, right?
Baby's
Ba-
fine.
Babies don't have immune system. So that means the side effects that you feel when your body's fighting it off, the baby doesn't feel it. The baby doesn't have it because the immune system doesn't work.
Kick in as hard as it should.
Yeah. So two things happen to a baby when they get COVID. Well, a couple of things. One of them is basically nothing. They become asymptomatic and they're just like, right? Because the virus has nothing to latch onto. There's no immune system. It's just floating around until it just disappears, right? It doesn't multiply. Second, the baby gets a fever. It spikes up a fever, and then it goes away. And then they get the mucusy, and then they get phlegmy and all that stuff, right? The third thing is basically they die. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. It's the
You
truth.
could have been more subtle with it. I'm just saying, like.
Just fucking die.
So symptoms are slight fever, sneezing,
Yeah, yeah,
slight polio,
yeah.
death.
So my baby's on the second symptoms. She got the phlegmy, runny nose, and she struck up a fever. The reason being is this: she may not have immune system, but she has a little bit of the vaccine from Rachel when she was pregnant, when she was taking the vaccine. That's why my baby didn't have to go through the third one where she passed away. She's fine. She's fully recovered. We just tested her right now. Fully recovered. No COVID. She's fine.
Go Gators.
Right? So no COVID. Right?
No
so that's what ended up happening. I had COVID for like 2 weeks and whatnot. So I was fucking dying. Which kind of baffles me. And like I said before, it baffles me with you, Lewis. And like I said before, I do not wish for you to get COVID at all because when you get it, you are going to fucking suffer. But I do wonder, why haven't you gotten COVID yet? You are like you are the prime suspect. I was asking
I'm
this
the prime Merlinian, bro.
you are like you are real estate for COVID. And I asked Rachel about this. Why is that? She's like, well, you know that movie with Brad Pitt? I'm like, World War Z? He's like, yeah. Did you remember how they found out about the cure? I was like, yeah. I mean, like the sick people weren't getting infected. Yeah,
The
that's what
terminally
Lewis.
ill people.
Yeah, see, like the sick people
The
didn't
the
get it.
sickness want nothing to
Yeah,
do with them.
and then they're like, well, that's kind of like Lewis. When COVID reaches Lewis, COVID goes, mm-mm. We don't want it. We don't want that because
This is not where we die.
she's like, because think about it. What do viruses need to spread? I was like, healthy cells. Yeah. What does Lewis have? Not healthy cells. There you go. I was like, damn. So Lewis is like the only person that can survive this. He is Will Smith, man, from like I Am Legend.
Yeah.
It will be
Except, without the looks, the ability to slap Chris Pratt and get no jail time,
Chris Rock.
whatever. The small comedian black man. Um, with a series basically devoting to Everybody Hates Chris. Actually, it's not a bad series. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Um. So that's what happens to me in the past 2 weeks. So,
So
um,
that's what happens when you fuck with me.
so that's what ended up happening. And then we started talking yesterday about it and whatnot, and you came to an epiphany that you almost didn't want to do what we got issues and whatnot. So, the funny
I
thing is,
just don't want to anymore,
so
man.
the
It's too
funny thing is
much.
that the funny thing is I started thinking about it today too as well. When I woke up, I was like, he has a point, man. Like, content base, they like specific
Structured content
that
is
structure yeah structured con
terrible.
yeah structured content is like it's very taxing because we had to talk about structured content, and for the most part in the comic book industry it's almost the exact same thing over and over. Just Diamond's a piece of shit. DC is always pushing stupid ass agendas that makes no sense to their comic book storylines or their business
Marvel is
structure.
trying to push diversity, but also not
Yeah.
doing a good job at it.
Yeah, Marvel's just pushing a diversity, but the comic books are not the main focus anymore. The main focus are movies now, and the comic books are basically just promoting
The and no one
the.
buys the book because of that.
And I started thinking about that too as well, and then I was like, and I started looking back into some of our content, and some of our content, at least out of 20 that I looked at, about 3 or 5 of them are almost the same thing, and I was just like, man,
Oh, I was fully like aware of it, and I was like,
like.
"That's what he wants to talk about today. Let's talk about it."
Like the funny thing is I started thinking about it too as well. I was like, man, that is pretty taxing. And then the exciting part of our show, We Got Issues, is that when we get guests, which is actually pretty cool. Like Ben Temple Smith was here.
Still,
Obviously
great guest.
obviously the milestones that we had. We had Todd McFarlane in here too as well. That's like the biggest thing. That's like the biggest accomplishment that we got with We Got Issues. That was like the biggest thing, right?
Probably
Um,
would have been the hardest. Unironically, J. Scott Campbell
uh-huh.
harder to get than McFarlane.
Yeah. So I mean, I
Weird.
think that was like I think that was like the best thing that happened to our podcast and whatnot. And a lot of people do listen to our podcast and watch it, and they watch it like a little bit later too as well. But something that was gaining steam, which is random nerdy shit, right? Um, or for you two, we're probably gonna rebrand it to random nerdy stuff. uh, but um,
I hate
some
it.
something was like gaining steam, and it was like random nerdy shit. And I took a look at random nerdy shit and see why people were like listening to it versus why people were not listening to We Got Issues in the podcast form. And it turns out essentially is that with random nerdy shit, we just talked about anything and everything. It wasn't like a very structured thing because our discussion, you and me, and our discussion isn't structured. It's always random. Do you know what I mean? And that's what
To a
made
certain point, yeah.
that's what made people kind of like listen. This is the stupidness and the randomness that we actually talk about. And then I started looking at like the early incarnation of random nerdy shit. And if you remember, it was uncensored reviews. Remember that, Lewis? When there was like 5 of us, it was you, me,
Oh,
Matt,
it was just a
Christian.
bunch of people giving their opinions simultaneously all at
Yeah,
once.
And a lot of people actually like that too as well. So I'm like,
Unironically, look back at them, and I'm trying to say the least amount possible.
mhm.
Always.
Yeah. And then I started looking at those two as well, and I was like, you know what? That's what most people kind of listen to. And then you do look at like other podcasters as well. And one notable one that I looked at is obviously, like everybody else, is the Joe Rogan show and whatnot. And Joe Rogan actually,
Unironically, my most favorite one right now is the It's Always Funny in Philadelphia
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. So
Those
always,
guys are great.
yeah, always sunny is the same thing too. Always sunny, and then you also have like the Joe Rogan show. If you look at it, it's not a very structured show. The show itself is just about just fucking, you
Long
know,
form conversation.
just long call, like just hanging out and whatnot. And I started thinking too as well, and I told you this yesterday. I said that the podcast is really good because I get to catch up with you and whatnot, and just talk and like do whatever. And I think that's the best thing that we could do, is that the structured show of We Got Issues should transition to just random nerdy shit. And that's what's gonna happen. We Got Issues is now gonna transition to random nerdy shit. We'll still have the podcasts and whatnot.
We'll
So
talk
basic.
about whatever for however long we want or however short we want.
So it'll still be the exact same. It'll be, it's just that we're not just gonna do a structured show which We Got Issues. So it's been fun doing We Got Issues, a structured show. Obviously, that's where we got uh, notoriety. We became notorious with that and whatnot. And it's still gonna be the same, you and me. We're
I
still gonna
gotta
have
say, I've been known for being notorious even before the show.
we'll still have like guests coming in and whatnot. But it's not gonna be a structured thing anymore, because that just doesn't work, man. It just didn't work. At least, well, it did work, but it just sucks the life out of you sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's not fun. And
It's
if it's
not
not fun, you don't want to do it after a certain
what
time.
what's fun is just like just talking random shit, man. Like just fucking random shit. You know what I mean? Like how fucking awful Modern Warfare 2 is gonna be. Yeah, I know
You're
you don't
still
play video
making
games.
those? No, no, no. I'm being serious. I don't follow this. It's on the same
Call of
track. I can't believe there's another FIFA.
Call of Duty.
Um, I can't believe there's another Call of Duty.
So
Honestly, I'm very surprised that Call of Duty didn't transition from its main titles to like, hey, every fucking year we're just gonna give you a zombie mode, and we
so
made that the main game.
so this is there's a couple of things that you cannot get rid of in the video game industry, right?
Herpes,
Uh,
drinking breast milk.
uh,
Um,
no, so there's a couple categories, right? One is uh oh, I just thought of something randomly. Transitioning.
transitioning.
No,
You
no,
can't
no.
get rid of that.
No, no, no. Transitioning. We got issues to
To
random nerd shit.
herpes?
No, to random nerd shit. I'm gonna tell you
Uh,
off. I'm gonna tell you off show because it's
is it
fucking funny.
about is
It's
it about
fucking
my
fun.
secret hooker ring?
No, it's fucking funny, but kind of offensive.
Ah,
In today's society, kind of thing. But anyways,
we live in a society, I guess.
so there's a couple categories in video games that you can't get rid of. Sports video games, Call of Duty, and that's it.
I mean,
You can't get rid of those.
there are days where I'm like, why is there a sports video game? You can
Yeah.
do it. You can be bad at it, but you can do it.
You cannot get sports video games and Call of Duty. Okay, here's one thing. When sports video games came out, there were two main players: EA Sports and Activision. Right? One of them is 2K, and the other one is damn, it was like NBA something. I forgot what it's called. And then FIFA something, and then hockey something. I forgot what it's called. But anyways, there were two that you can't get rid of, and obviously the one that survived and is still running right now is EA Sports, right? 2K, right? In Call of Duty, on the first person shooting, on the other hand, Duty and Battlefield are the two main rivals, and obviously, the one that survived is Call of Duty. No matter how much people would hate Call of Duty, you will still play Call of Duty. It's one of those things when you see like other like content creators on YouTube and whatnot, they always bash on Call of Duty. Like this thing is a piece of garbage. This is the stupidest fucking Call of Duty ever. I hate the
Because
mechanics. I hate the first person shooting. This gun is too overpowered. This is a piece of shit game. And then they're announcing next year
it's
new Call of Duty.
basically the only people that give a fuck about video game news keep up with bad company trends.
It doesn't matter how bad.
Is the small minority compared to like the guy that just like, hey, I want the latest Call of Duty. Boom, sit down. I played 30 minutes and then I went back to work.
The reason why Call of Duty always survives, no matter how many people bash it, and they're like, "This is a piece of shit game," and then they announce
Because
a new
most
Call of
people don't give a fuck, man.
and then the new Call of Duty gets announced and be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll play it again." There's the reason why, the sole reason why, is that Call of Duty's mechanics and playability is so fucking simple. It's the same idea and method over and over, year after year, since like Call of Duty 2, World at War. Since World at War, it's the exact same thing, and it's you just get comfortable with it. Anytime that there's a new mechanics, people don't like it. The when the new mechanics came out for Call of Duty was like Advanced Warfare, when they're like fucking jumping around like walls, and I believe
I actually thought that game, at least in concept, looked super cool.
it was. It was on paper. It was cool. And then Vanguard and World War II and Ghost and Call of Duty Ghost. Those ones people fucking hated because they changed so much that people just hated it. When World War II came out, they're like, we're gonna go back to basics because Advanced Warfare. They're like, Advanced Warfare.
They went too far back into basics.
Yeah, so they
they went from like super supreme like auto tracking guns to like this piece of shit piece of plastic that barely shoots straight. So why would I want to deal with this garbage?
Yeah, so
just give me the modern war.
So what happened was with Advanced Warfare, you can jump around all these things. You got like power-ups and all that stuff. You can customize so much guns, and you're doing all this stuff, man. It was like the most amazing thing. And then they're like, no, this is too much. We don't want it anymore. They're like, okay, we're gonna go back to basics, guys. They went so far back to basics. They took away unlimited running, the fact that you can throw a grenade so easily without like throwing this huge like pipe looking grenade in World War II.
Pipe grenades.
Yeah. Oh, they're called pipe grenades, right? The reloading system, obviously, the guns there were like
they're
back
getting
in the day.
Stuck. It's just like you're trying to like
yeah, they have to like press a button. So when they reload, they have to like press a button in there on the gun, and then this thing just goes ding, like it just comes off. The reloading system and the animation is so garbage. It's like, and then you have to shoot. People are just like, this is a piece of shit fucking game. They're like, I can't run.
Who told them to go this far back?
Yeah, it was so bad, dude. It was so bad.
It's basically like your coach is telling you, like, bro, you gotta speed up. It's like then you start sprinting.
It was like,
bro, you're going too fast.
Yeah, it was so slow.
Started like crawling forward.
The whole game was so slow that a month and a half later, they actually said we're putting back unlimited marathon running just to get the game going
a little bit faster.
Yeah, but it was too late. Nobody fucking bought the game. So they're like, all right, we're gonna go back to basics. They're like, motherfuckers, you guys went back to basics and it's shit. He's like, no. Modern Warfare. They're like, okay, sure. They went back to Modern Warfare and put everything back. And everyone's like, this is good. Without the wall crawling and all that stuff. They're like, this is good. We love it.
And then they went back. It's like, man, I miss being angry.
And then this is what they're like, they're getting too comfortable. Next Call of Duty, Vanguard. Vanguard's almost the same thing as World War II, and they're like, this is a piece of shit game.
I can't believe they changed nothing.
No,
there's no improvement. Nothing's new.
It looks exactly like World War II, where it's like slower. And then they're like, this is a piece of shit game. They're like, listen, we told these people we never going back. But the thing is, what ended up happening is that not much people know when video games get developed, they develop 2.5 years ahead of time. So when they developed Vanguard,
unless you look at it now, then it's just like 4 months only that they develop these stupid ass games and they're terrible.
So the development of Vanguard was actually was made and greenlit in hopes that World War II was gonna be like blow up game, like it was the most amazing game, but it was shit. So they were stuck and they're like, well, we have Vanguard coming up. What the fuck do we do? So I've been seeing like on the background TV here while I'm playing, all I can see is like Vanguard 10% off, and then all of a sudden 20% off, 30% off,
free,
40%
free. Take it. It's free. We'll pay you $5 now.
It's like,
oh, is it free because there's a because it's like your 30th year anniversary? It's like, no.
Oh my god. And then
we're just gonna take your money inside the game.
But now they're coming out with Modern Warfare 2. This is where I get concerned with Modern Warfare 2.
You know, every more and more years that are going to pass by, the more likelihood that a multiplayer game is not going to cost you $60 or $70. It's just going to be free. Then the real cost is inside the game.
This is what concerns me about Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is near and dear to my heart, just like everybody else who first started in Call of Duty. Chances are, if you are around my age, or if you're listening and watching to this, if you're around my age and whatnot, your first Call of Duty is Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, and it was the most majestic thing that you've ever seen in your whole life. The glitches was magnificent. The hacking of that game was magnificent.
Telling to somebody else that you fornicated with their mom, magnificent.
The toxicity of that waiting lobby, the toxicity of that waiting lobby is just wow. It was amazing. You have 1 minute to like a minute to about 3 minutes while you wait to be put in the game to talk as much shit as you want to your opponent. And it's like the most amazing thing ever. Like, you fucking love it. You can tell people that you're a piece of shit. You're going to fuck your mom. You should go back to the kitchen. You suck. Oh my God. It was like amazing. And you know the best part of that, Lewis, I don't know if you remember or if you played it. You know the best part of that is gamers were gamers and they took it out on the game. Nobody got offended and started bitching and called.
You brought it to the post game lobby. You left it at the post game lobby.
No, you take it to the game, right?
No. Versus those very specific people, you stopped unless you had to have a rematch with them.
But what ended up happening is that you take it to the game, and what you do is that you prove to them that you're not a piece of shit and you can kill them, because the gratification that you'll get is either two things: they rage quit in the middle of the game, or they quit on the next waiting lobby. Nobody got swatted. Nobody got called in the cops. No one.
Or right afterwards, you're just waiting for them to send you a personal invite for a rematch.
Or a personal invite or rematch. Sometimes they even become your friends, right? That is the best thing about Modern Warfare 2. Now what worries me is that this Modern Warfare 2 is going to be watered down. There's not going to be any toxic lobby because,
you get banned for it.
Fucking Gen Z is just like pissing me off, man.
Well, at least we have Goat Simulator 3. Real game. You're going to promote Zoa, I'm going to promote Goat Simulator 3.
What's with you and Goat Simulator 3?
Nothing. It's just my newest and greatest obsession.
Wait, hold on. There is a third one? That means there was two more before that?
No. You want to hear something amazing?
Uh-huh.
There was Goat Simulator 1, right?
Uh-huh.
And then right after that, you want to know what the game was?
Mm-hmm.
Goat Simulator 3. We don't talk about Goat Simulator 2, baby.
So you went to 1 and 2.
Well, no, we went to 1 and 3. Ask me what happens to number 3.
What happened to number 3?
We don't talk about number 2.
so I'm kind of worried about Modern Warfare 2. We'll see. We'll see how it
I'm
goes.
not. I truly do believe that there will be a game. It's not going to be its killer, but it's definitely going to be its replacement.
What game?
Any game.
Nah, I don't think anything can replace Call of Duty.
Or maybe it won't. Maybe it won't.
Battlefield couldn't even do it. Battlefield couldn't do it.
Battlefield lost its identity, and this current version of Battlefield lost what it was mainly for. It's really cool, dynamic, destructible environments. Now you can't take a tank and blow up a silly ass random wall.
You know, Battlefield got Sega. Does that make sense? They got Sega.
Yeah.
Because okay, so
it's a great IP run by morons.
No. Like let me explain what I mean. You got Sega. Sega in the 90s were way ahead of its time. You and I can agree on that. It's way ahead of its time. Like when Nintendo was doing 16-bit, they was doing 64. Right? They were doing 64 bits. And then after 64-bit, they're just like, we have a greatest idea. CD, Sega Saturn. So it was great. It was a great idea. The execution was stupid because you had to like add on
but there was something there.
Like you have
every other company saw.
Yeah. Like you have to add on this fucking thing and like beside your like on top of your Sega Genesis. Oh no. Yeah, on beside your Sega Genesis so that you can play the CD, right? So that was like they were ahead of its time to do a CD driven game. And then PlayStation came out, they just did it better. And then they're like, okay, Sega's like, you know what? We're gonna push forward in this innovation and give you Dreamcast. And Dreamcast was released in like 98 or 97.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, where it should have been released in 2006. That's how far ahead that console was. It was amazing. The graphics on it was way better than PlayStation, was way better than Nintendo 64 at the time. It was way better than anything. The Jaguar that was out, it was way better than it was providing. It was the mechanics, it was easy. The controller was innovative. No one have seen that kind of controller before, which is now being utilized by Xbox. It was just amazing. The downfall in there is that they didn't fucking put a no hacking chip on that fucking system, and everybody just ripped off the games.
I mean,
so essentially
back in those days, it was very hard to have like anti-hack systems.
Yeah, so because you have to realize this too as well. For a lot of people, don't realize how
technology has gotten smaller and smaller to make it easy to add attachments.
No, how consoles make their money, right? What does Xbox own right now? What software company? They
own a lot though.
They own Behemoth. I think it was Behemoth. Is it Behemoth?
Do they own a Behemoth?
Yeah, they own that, and they own which one did they recently bought? They bought like a big one. I forgot where it was. Was it Warcraft? No, it wasn't Warcraft. Blizzard. I think they bought Blizzards.
They're still transitioning. So they made a deal. They accepted the deal for 69 billion.
Yeah. So Blizzard. And what else? Who made Donkey Kong? Is it Rage? No.
It was Nintendo.
No, the software company that made Donkey Kong. It was Rage or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But it's owned by Nintendo.
No, it's not. It's owned by Microsoft now. They bought that. So essentially, the main point is basically the way that they make money is through software, right? You buy the system for like one time for like $600, right? That's like a one-time payment. They make their money off from actually the video games. The software companies actually give a percentage to Microsoft, to PlayStation and whatnot through their game sales, right? That's how they make their money. Sega Dreamcast didn't do any of that, right? You bought the Sega Dreamcast for the cheapest amount, by the way. If you don't remember, Lewis, that was like $300 for fucking Dreamcast. Something that was supposed to be out in 2006, you bought it for like fucking $300, and the games were amazing, but people were ripping them off, so they kind of just got washed away. That's basically what getting Sega.
They are Sega is kind of make a resurgence with the movies, unironically, and then in beautiful Sega fashion, they're squandering all these great opportunities.
Yeah, so that's basically what getting Sega means. If you're way ahead of your time, you're just getting Sega. That's what it is.
You are a failure by your own visionary.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, Battlefield did get Sega. Because look at it, when Battlefield first came out, they're like, you know what? It's not like Call of Duty. We give you a bigger map. It's an open world map. People are like, yo, that's fucking amazing.
Yo, and they're like, if everybody doesn't move at all, everybody's not gonna die.
Yeah, no one moves, no one's gonna fucking die. And then they're like, no, you will die because we're gonna make the map smaller and smaller and smaller. You're like, yo, that is sick. And then they're like, and guess what? You know those kill streaks that you get at Call of Duty that you don't even get to go on those like fighter jets and this and this and that. You don't get to control it.
We're just gonna give you the fighter jets.
We're gonna fucking give you the jets. We're gonna give you the helicopters, the fucking tanks, and all that shit. You can control it all. People are like, yo, that is amazing. Good luck
finding them.
Yeah, this is amazing. It was set to like, literally take out Call of Duty, but Call of Duty stuck to their guns and they're like, no, small maps can't control the shit. All right, can't do any of that shit. And all of a sudden, Modern Warfare came out and they're like, hey, so we have this new concept. It's an open world Call of Duty. People were like, no, they fucking lose their mind. They're like, you can control you can control everything, all the vehicles and all that. And we're gonna call it Warzone. And the map, it's open world map, but it gets smaller and smaller. Like, if you were Battlefield, you'd be sitting around and be like, what the actual shit is fucking going on in here, man?
You were doing great with your play mode. Why did you have to add another play mode?
Like, what the fuck, man? So it's not always, they got Sega, man. They got fucking Sega. So Battlefield, there's no more Battlefield, by the way. Battlefield 2042, the last one that came out, that's the fucking last Battlefield. That was fucking
I mean, it's good thing that they kind of pushed it back. I feel like yearly releases really, what's the word for it? Makes the game shittier.
Well, they're still doing yearly releases. It's just
I really feel like they should stop until they have something good. And if they're worried about like how are they going to make their money, I'm like, the games always make their money now by like selling you shit inside the game. The price tag of the game itself is so irrelevant.
Well, here's my kind of counter argument to it. You can't do what Overwatch is doing, what Blizzard and Overwatch is doing. Overwatch came out 5 years ago. Overwatch 2 just came out beta. It's not even fucking the real thing. It's fucking beta.
The problem is that Overwatch 2 is just one really big update patch for number 1. It's nothing transitional.
There's nothing transitional. They just gave you a couple more maps and a couple more new characters. And
then they gave you a PvE. That's all they did.
Essentially, what Blizzard did is that, hey, if it works with Warcraft, it'll work with first players. It's like, we'll just patch everything, give out some extensions of the different maps, newer characters, but it's the exact same thing. It's like it essentially is, right? It's like Warcraft. Because in my mind, I don't know, you have to correct me on this. In my mind, there's still one Warcraft. There's no Warcraft number 2 or 3.
They did try rebranding themselves multiple times. They call themselves Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3 remastered, and they did horribly, so they ended up just like, fuck it, we're just gonna call ourselves Warcraft.
Yeah.
And then just Warcraft. Add like Wrath of the Lich King, all that. It's just Warcraft.
It's just Warcraft. Yeah, it's like Warcraft. Wrath of the Lich King. Warcraft, Lich King Revenge. Warcraft, it's a green box now.
I don't know him. I don't know this person. World of Warcraft community, the three of you left. Please don't shit on our comments.
World of Warcraft, it's a red box this time. World of Warcraft, there's fire on the box this time. It's like, it's the same shit.
So you played the Burning Crusade?
You didn't even know the name. It's like the same thing. And then they're
probably the worst expansion they ever had. I gave you the Apex Predator of expansions was.
It's like Burning Crusade. It's like Burning Crusade.
I played that last expansion and I was like, man, I made a good choice not to completely commit myself emotionally to this game. And now they're doing some bullshit Dragon Isles thing, and I'm like, I hope it does good, but I'm also not gonna play it.
Burning Crusade, and then they
like tiny little baby dragon wings. I want big man dragon wings.
The funny thing is, what makes World of Warcraft so successful at giving you this facade that it's changing, like Wrath of the Lich King and whatnot, is, you know what it is? You know what gets you? Is the fucking trailers that they released. You're like, this is going to be epic.
Controversy is one amazing CGI trailer away from being over.
And you play the game, you're like, this is nothing like the fucking trailer, man. I mean, like, it's amazing. Like, it's the most epic trailer ever, and you're like, Burning Crusades, and then like a year or two later, Crusades are burning. What? No! Like, fucking people lose their mind on and then they debut it.
Say one expansion, then you know. You piece of shit. Say one expansion that you actually know.
I don't have to.
Okay? Name one boss.
I don't listen. I don't have to. Okay. You know why I don't have to? Because
I bet you can only name like 3 guns in Call of Duty, mostly because you only use one shotgun.
Not just me who has proven this, but it fucking went to mainstream, to like Big Bang Theory have proven it too also. What do they say what expansion pack is about? What is the expansion pack?
I don't know, dude.
They said the expansion packs are just taxes for fucking being nerdy. That's all it is. And they're like, oh, this is stupid. I'm not going to buy this. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to buy it too as well. They're like, well, if you want,
do it too.
Yeah, they're like, if you want, it's 20% off. All right, I'll get 2. Like, that's what it is.
Rather than paying $60, you paid them $90.
World of Warcraft is just a bunch of fucking expansion. And then the most epic thing happened after 15 years of World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft 2 came out, and then you fucking play. You're like,
it wasn't 15 years. It was basically their next thing.
You're like, it's the same thing as fucking World of Warcraft.
So basically, over time, in the like, I would say 20 years of World of Warcraft, all they did was unironically improve the graphics.
Yeah.
In the newer zones, but when you go back to taking new character models that are just like graphically slightly better. Yeah. Rather than being 16 pixels, it's 69 pixels of clarity. You take that character, you put it right back into the beginning zone of the original game. It looked like shit. It looks like squares were put together as a head.
Yeah, it's like the most annoying thing. And then, you know, when the epic trailers for Warcraft gets people, this is what they're starting to do now too as well.
Oh, basically, let me date sand these people. So back when they were making the games, the technology was new. There wasn't really like programs that kind of adjusted for size, right? So basically, their entire measuring stick for the games is pirate ships. So like you see this mountain, right? This conceptual mountain, right? I want 6.5 pirate ships. It's like 6.5 pirate ships. We'll make it 6.5 pirate ships.
And then they try to do something clever.
What they do, no. And what they do is they stack pirate ships, and then that's what they work around.
And then you know what they start doing too as well is that they try to be clever nowadays. When they're releasing their trailer to Video Game Awards, they would show like a trailer for World of Warcraft again. But then they tease you with like
Diablo 4.
No, with like a foot or like a sword, and it grows and then it glows blue. You're like,
or like
a
roar.
Yeah, or a roar. You're like, oh, the Lich King is coming back. What the? Didn't you just have that expansion pack like a couple of years ago? Why are you so hyped that this is fucking coming back again?
I mean, if you follow the story, there can't be another Lich King. They destroyed the Crown of Dominance. That's not important right now. Let's keep going forward.
It's like the other one, the other game that's notorious to this is goddamn GTA. How long have we been in GTA in GTA 5?
GTA 5 has the ingenious idea of, so we technically never had to make another game again. Why? Because if we allow people to mod the shit out of our game, yeah, they'll make their own games out of our game. Yeah, and we still make money off these dum-dums.
It's fucking stupid. Like, people are not realizing this. Like,
no. Some people realize it. They just don't care.
Let me put it this way.
It's so fun to fuck with an old game and make it your own.
Yeah.
Then make a new one and not be profitable.
Let me put it this way. I remember when I got GTA 5. Okay.
This
is when I remember when I got GTA 5. I still had the red Gears of War edition Xbox 360.
That was a good fucking edition.
Right? It was red. I was still living with my in-laws, and I just fucking arrived in the US. I just fucking moved to the US. Okay? That was fucking 12 years ago. They're still in fucking GTA 5.
Hey, okay? If you're lucky, maybe they'll invite you to the alpha.
GTA 5.
GTA 6.
GTA 5 only has 2 eras. 90s, 80s. If it's not neon, it's the 90s. If it's no gangsters in there, it's fucking neons. That's all. That's all that GTA has is fucking 80s. You have Duran Duran songs in there, or you have Snoop Dogg singing, rapping on the fucking game. That's it. They don't go anything beyond that. They don't go to like the 70s, the 60s, or they don't go to like fucking 2000s. No,
too far.
They just go to like Vice City. They're like, oh, that's amazing. And then the new consoles are coming out, like the new
Vice
generation
City
of consoles,
2, baby.
The new consoles are coming out. They're like, oh, new consoles. Guess what's coming back? Vice City in the new console. Why? Why are you giving me new fucking? Why? Why is there another fucking Vice City? And then you know who else is becoming guilty of this now too, which I've been waiting for the past fucking 5 years on. You know who it is? Part 2 of fucking Final Fantasy 7. Where is part 2?
Part 2's out.
Part 2's not out.
Part 2's out.
No, it's not. That's not part 2. Dude, you know what it is?
You know what's funny? We had this argument, right?
Dude, it's Crisis Core. They remade Crisis Core again.
Hope so.
They did.
So, by the way, we had this argument, by the way. I told you originally, I'm not spending fucking money on a unfucking bullshit finished game. And you were like negging me for it.
Okay, first off, how did I know that they're gonna do the same thing as like fucking Blizzard and fucking like GTA gonna do?
When I told you it's not finished.
No. What I meant is that they're gonna drag it on.
Forever.
Like I thought they're gonna be like, okay, here's part 1.
Here's 1 year. Next year, we're bringing up part 2.
Yeah. Next year we're gonna bring part 2. It's been fucking 5 years. Where's part 2? They're like, oh, here's Crisis Core. Why do I need Crisis Core? I don't fucking care.
I'll just buy a PSP.
Core. I know. I don't care about Crisis Core. Give me part 2. They're like, part 2 will be coming out. Yes, thank you to the new generation of system.
Like PlayStation 5. Fuck? Now you have to rebuy it.
Now you have to buy the fucking system. I'm like, why am I gonna rebuy? Why am I gonna buy another Xbox to play part 3
coming on PlayStation 7?
I know, and then part 3 would be on like another fucking like when Final Fantasy first came out. They're like, Here is a thick ass fucking CDs. All 4 CDs are right here. Here you go. Like how are you able to do that back then? And then now where gaming and consoles has progressed and you're like, here's part 1.
Because why give you a full game if they can tax you in expansions?
I fucking hate it. See, because of all this bullshit that's happening with like Blizzard and fucking GTA and fucking Final Fantasy, you wonder why Call of Duty always comes on top, because it's fucking simple. It's proven. Here are the guns. Here are the improvements. Do they change? No. The same thing as last time, but better. Great. And you do the same thing over and over. You get frustrated, you get mad, like throughout your whole campaign and multiplayer. Literally, when you get to about June, July, you get so frustrated with the game, you fucking hate it. They're like, we got a new one coming out in October. You're like,
hey,
okay,
we
that's
forgive
okay.
you.
Yeah, that's okay. And then October to May to June, this fucking game sucks. We got a new one coming out. All right, we forgive you.
We forgive you.
That's what happens. It's a proven formula. It's a proven formula, man.
It's a proven formula for forgiveness.
I know, right? It's a proven formula. That's why people keep coming back to fucking 2K. 2K is surviving, like I said. 2K is surviving because they do the exact same thing. By the time that you get to like halfway through the year, you get frustrated and you fucking hate your life and you hate the game and whatnot.
I didn't even need the game to hate my life.
So essentially, you're just like, okay, well, here you go. Here's a new one. So that's just my fucking rant. I just fucking hate it. That's like,
it's like a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
But you know it's true with Blizzard and World of Warcraft. You know it's fucking true. Don't fucking lie.
What do you mean? I'm not a supporter. I try to give it a fucking chance with the last expansion, and boom, like, oh, okay, this is probably the worst expansion I've played yet, and I probably said that for the last expansion. So,
on what? On the
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
So the one before Shadowlands, which was the last one that came out just recently, was Legion. And you want to know what was my favorite part of Legion was? The pre-release of the actual game. So what they did was these world events were like giants, like green dark holes spawned a bunch of monsters all across the entire world, and hundreds of players were just like going to these older zones to like kill them, and then you were getting a bunch of like cool loot. It was exclusive to those little events. Boom, boom, boom. You know what happened right after the game officially released? All that shit gone. It like never happened. There is no reward for joining together to deal with the giant army. No, it's back to set quo. Everybody, okay, now you can go here to this one little dungeon where no one else will interact with you ever again. Then you see like a conga line of like, oh, what is the fastest route to take so that you can level up the fastest? So you go here, boom. Now you go over here, boom. Then there's a tiny little cubby of people. It's like, oh, no one's talking to each other. Fuck it. Then we go here. And then you finally get to the main hub. And that's where all you motherfuckers are.
What if tomorrow, Lewis, there's a trailer for World of Warcraft and you think it's like World of Warcraft 4? And then
I'm done. It's not gonna happen. I only have one friend that plays it, and I'm like, good fucking luck.
What if it says the Secret War of Azeroth? What would you say?
I would somehow magically hate it even more. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, what secret war? What is it? Is it another secret war against racism?
It's like,
is it somehow this?
You're gonna be like
gaslighting ass company that says like we're against racism, but here's basically two of the world's biggest racial factions, humans against orcs, trolls, gnomes, and all that, fighting against supremacy. I'm like, this is racism.
I will tell you this though. There was one expansion to Call of Duty that I thought was dumb. I still think it's dumb, but it's so fun to play. You know what it is? The
Dude, I barely played anything.
The Godzilla and King Kong expansion. Yeah. So you get to go to the island, right? Where the collision course is between King Kong and Godzilla. It's fucking amazing. Like you are fighting in a war zone. So you're one faction and then there's another faction. You're trying to extract data, obviously, of what's happening in the island and who these two mammoth monsters are. But in the same time, Godzilla and King Kong are like fighting. And you're like, yo, this is fucking badass, man. Like I would spend half of my time trying to waste my bullets just trying to shoot King Kong. Because you get points when you try to do that, right? Depending on the fraction that you're in. Or like
so it's just lobbies, just like, how come this went to overtimes? Like they're not shooting each other.
Yeah, or like spend most like or just like everybody else spend most of their time in the fucking helicopter or a plane just trying to watch King Kong and Godzilla come head to head and see what happens. It's like the most amazing thing ever. It's such bullshit, but I love it.
I kind of forgot which one it was, but one of the newer ones, I don't remember if it was Call of Duty or Battlezone. You essentially made these custom made matches where you fight against a billion like zombie bots to farm EXP. And that's all people did, like farming EXP, like because they allowed like custom matches to be made. Like you can customize a lobby, but they never turned off EXP gains from bots. So they just like mass spawned like level ones a billion times over, and then you were just there shooting with infinite ammo.
Before we end the show, Lewis, I'm gonna ask you about this expansion pack that I've just hit me. I remember. What's with that expansion pack with Warcraft with Kung Fu Panda in it?
God damn it! I know what you're talking about. Mist of Pandaria.
Why is Jack Black on fucking World of Warcraft?
Unironically, the concept was hated, but there was a lot of good mechanical ideas into that expansion. It looks stupid, but Jack Black had some good ideas.
Jack Black, one of them?
No.
He started to like play his fucking.
Just because Jack Black did Kung Fu Panda doesn't mean Jack Black was in World of Warcraft, which is a shame because they really should have asked him to do some voice acting.
The only reason why people, in my opinion, the only reason why people are still playing World of Warcraft is because of Henry Cavill, that magnificent nerd. That man is like, I'm pretty nerdy, but you know how nerdy I am? I'm gonna build my own fucking computer. You're like, that's pretty sexy.
That was the sexiest video I've ever seen about one of the world's most boring thing to do.
Unitedly, all male gamers became gay, and kind of just orgasm all in the same time with the female gamers. When they saw him like building his own fucking computer, which is like amazing. I mean, like I agree, man. When I saw him build that own computer, I was like, first off, no one builds their own computer on a fucking white beater. Go fuck yourself, Henry Cavill.
I mean, I wouldn't want to.
Like, damn, that is like gamer porn there, man. That belongs in OnlyFans, man. Don't be putting that shit out right there. Don't be just giving that out for free.
It's kind of like what's the, how a lot of like video gamers or like nerds had a lot of stigma around them.
Yeah.
The Henry Cavill stigma doesn't help. It's just in the opposite end of bad. Do you know what I mean?
Like now you see like a bunch of other gamers trying to do what Henry Cavill did. And you're like, dude, you're about like
you're about like 200 pounds too small.
That white beater, you're not wearing that white beater. That white beater is wearing.
It's wearing you. Just use it to strangle yourself at this point. Maybe dehydrate like Henry Cavill does right before shooting.
It's like watch out for that chair there. It might get caught and start strangling you. You sure might get caught and start strangling you. So, just.
But alrighty, we've been doing this for an hour.
Yeah. So
see how much easier it is to talk about non-structured bullshit.
All right, so we'll see you guys next week. We're
just fusing this whole structure together.
Yeah, this whole structure here, you can see the whole format that says we got issues. It's not gonna be we got issues anymore. It's gonna be saying random nerdy shit, and you can listen to that random nerdy shit on Spotify too as well. The very last episode for We Got Issue is today. This one's gonna be uploaded on Spotify too as well. Both channels, because there's two channels there. One specifically for We Got Issues, and the other one is specifically for random nerdy shit. So it's gonna be there too as well. I might probably discuss something with you, Lewis. Well, I'll tell you about later. But anyways, that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Until then, talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.
Peace out.